What's up, Ravens fans? It's time to hear from you guys in our Ravens Mailbag segment. Lots of questions in there this week, Ryan, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first one comes from Damon Young, and the question is, what is the reason for the lack of turnovers this year on defense?
Yeah, this is really kind of a perplexing one. I mean, the Ravens have 7 turnovers this year after leading the league with 34 a year ago. So you're like, what in the world has changed? I mean, the defense is doing so many good things. Leads the league in points allowed per game and yards allowed per game. It's tough. I mean, I think part of it is luck. I think turnovers, a good chunk of it is just getting lucky. I mean, you look at that Panthers game, Eric Weddle bats the ball up at the goal line. Christian McCaffrey goes up and catches it over C.J. Mosley. I mean, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a turnover. But you can't put it all on luck. I mean, there's probably another component to it. So what do you got? What's your best answer? I don't know.
It is difficult. I think that there have been times, you look at this Ravens pass rush, and there have been times where it's been great. I mean, they set a franchise record against Tennessee a few weeks ago with 11 sacks. But then I look at a game against in Carolina. Well, they didn't have any of that game.
Right, you didn't get any turnovers that game.
I look at the game on Sunday against Carolina. Cam Newton really wasn't pressured. I think pass rush oftentimes leads to turnovers.
Yes.
I think that the past couple of weeks they've been obviously playing without Marlon Humphrey. And I think that when your secondary takes a hit, then that has led to a lack of basically overall playmaking ability in that secondary.
But it's not like Marlon Humphrey was like a ball hawk before last season.
There's got to be a reason here. And it sounds like to me you're just putting it all on luck.
Here's what I think the reason is in recent games is I think that John Harbaugh kind of alluded to this, is that teams have altered what they've been doing. So they've been taking the short, 5 to 6 yard gain on first down, short pass that sets them up in 2nd and 4 or whatever, and then 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
And they're not doing as much drop back passing, which is when you get pressure on the quarterback, sacks on the quarterback, or hits on the quarterback that often do lead to turnovers. Or quarterbacks are put in the position where they have to make a more difficult throw. They have to push the ball down the field. Opponents haven't been really pushing the ball deep on the Ravens down the field, and that's where your defensive backs have some chances. So there you go. I came up with it.
They're neutralizing the pass rush. I think that is part of it. And the Bengals did the same thing early in the year, so that's one way that teams are attacking the Ravens. All right, let's keep it moving here. This question comes from Kenneth Torrance Jr. This question is from Facebook, and the question is, with Hayden Hurst being a first-round pick, is there a chance of him seeing more snaps? Yes, I do think Hayden's going to see more snaps. On Sunday, he played 30 snaps, which was his highest snap total of the season. It was also the highest percentage of snaps that he's played all year. So this is a guy that started the season hurt. He had a foot injury, had to work his way back from that. I never expected him to come back into the lineup and play 70 snaps a game. That was never going to be the recipe for him. And Marty Mornhinweg said last week, he put it on himself as to why Hayden hasn't been super involved in the offense to that point. But he got the touchdown last week in late kind of mop-up duty, but it was good to see him get in the end zone. That's encouraging. I think that he's just going to become more and more involved in this offense.
I think the Ravens need to get him more involved in it. On the flip side of that, I think Hayden Hurst needs to be careful not to press. I think that he's in a position right now where he feels it as a first-round pick. I hope that the touchdown kind of takes some of that pressure off, because I think after getting off to kind of a slow start when he came back from the injury and because of the injury, he felt like he was a little bit behind the 8 ball. Hopefully now the pressure's off and he can really go out there and play and show us what he's all capable of.
Just go play ball, yeah, exactly. Final question, this one comes from D and Jew, and the question is, how serious is it for us to come away with a win against the Steelers and the Bengals?
Yeah, I mean, that would be really, really sweet. I don't think that if you drop one of these games, I think that the Ravens still could be in position to make the playoffs. Not great position, but I think it's not out of the question if you drop one of these games. If you drop both of them, it's going to be really tough. But yes, if the Ravens can beat the Steelers and Bengals, I think that sets them up for an opportunity to run the table at home the rest of the way. The Ravens have 5 home games remaining. These are two of the toughest, I would say. So if you run the table at home, that's 5 more wins. That gives you 9. Okay, that puts you on the cusp of the playoffs already. Means you have to win one of the 3 remaining road games in Atlanta, in Kansas City, in LA. Yeah. None of those are going to be easy. So I think that running the table at home, starting with the Steelers and the Bengals, that would get the Ravens off on the right foot for sure.
And it would be certainly nice to go into that bye week with a win over the rival Steelers.
That'd be sweet. I'd enjoy my bye break.
That'd be nice, right? All right, so that's all the time we have questions for this week. But as always, we love to hear from you guys. So send them in every single week on social media using that hashtag RavensMailbag. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.